also have a combination of this, any of this system defined. Then duty and rating. Now, as I told, the declaration of the duty is very much required for selecting the rating of the machine. The declaration of duty shall be made by the purchaser as accurately as possible, because the purchaser is when the purchaser is purchasing a machine, he should declare the duty cycle and the load characteristic very specifically, because depending on that, the machine has to, the motor has to be selected. In certain cases where the load does not vary, where it varies in a predetermined manner, it may be declared numerically or with the aid of time sequence graph of the variable quantities. নিচেই তো ছিল, বারান্দায় গিয়ে দেখ। This time sequence graph, according to IS, we have different duty cycles, and that has to be specified because the selection will depend on the duty cycle. The assignment of rating shall be made by the manufacturer to signify the capability of the machine. Depending on the duty cycle, the manufacturer should give the rating of the machine required, irrespective of whether the machine carries an indication of the duty type as described in the following article. It shall carry a plate giving the values of the quantities assigned to it by the manufacturer in accordance with the definition of the rating. So in addition, since electrical machines have a time rate of temperature rise, and since the rise of temperature is accordance with this standard is limited, a qualifying term may be used with the term rating to give an indication of the duration for which the machine may be run at the assigned value while complying with the standard. That is, in the nameplate, some kilowatt rating is mentioned. So it has to be mentioned also that what is the assigned duty for which this machine can supply this output for a sustained time period. Where a machine is manufactured for general purpose, it shall be capable of supplying its rating indefinitely, and the qualifying term shall signify this. That is, ideally, if it is a, say, 2 kilowatt motor, then it should be capable of supplying 2 kilowatt indefinitely. That is an ideal condition. Where a machine is manufactured with the intention that it may be used to supply varying load or loads, including periods of no load or periods where the machine may be in the state of rest, the qualifying term shall signify this. That is, say for nameplate, if the machine is selected, it's for variable intermittent loading, then the type of loading should be mentioned. That is, the machine which can supply 2 kilowatt for intermittent loading will not be able to supply that 2 kilowatt for continuous duty. Since the rating is assigned to the machine by the manufacturer from his knowledge, experience, and estimate, and since a certain maintenance period on site is usually agreed, it is normally sufficient to test the machine where a test is required to the equivalent rating. That is, once the purchaser specify the duty cycle, Then the manufacturer, according to its depending on its experience, will select the machine and specify certain ratings, and that has to be tested on the site. In case, however, where a purchaser wishes to have the machine tested in the actual estimated duty, this should be arranged by agreement between the manufacturer and purchaser. That is, normally it is that whatever is specified on the rating plate, manufacturer has to perform testing based on this. But if the purchaser wants that the machine should be tested for that particular duty cycle, that also has to be arranged. It should be recognized that no test over a restricted period of time can of themselves ensure that a machine may run trouble-free over the period of years. This is obvious because a new machine, once tested, is normally found to be okay, but after running for a certain years, there will be variant years and the aging of the insulations. So it is not possible that the machine will run trouble free over years, and so as the time goes, we might have to test and maintain the machine regularly. Then we will define the duty cycle as per the IS. We defined 8 duty cycles. S1 is continuous duty, S2 is short time duty, S3 is intermittent periodic duty, S4 is intermittent periodic duty with starting. That means that whenever we have intermittent periodic duty, with starting, that means there is the machine, that load requires sufficiently high starting torque so that it can affect the temperature rise. So it has to be considered separately. Then S5 is intermittent periodic duty with starting and braking. Here is the same thing. If particularly the machine has a electric braking, then it will affect the temperature rise. So that has to be considered separately. Then S6 is continuous duty with intermediate periodic loading. That means this intermediate periodic duty means it is loaded, then there is off time or de-energized time. But the continuous duty means the duty cycle, it will load for certain time, then there will be no load. That is, it is connected with the supply but running at no load. So there will be certain amount of losses. So S7 is continuous duty with starting and braking. So this intermittent periodic duty with starting and braking means it was a periodic, then the then is a rest time, then again another cycle. But continuous duty means there is sufficient starting torque required and there is a electric braking, but in between the two cycles, braking means it is not stopping, it is coming to no load, again there will be a next cycle. So S8 is continuous duty with periodic speed changes. Some type of loads required speed changes. Say for example a steel mill, right? Whenever there is a sheet, it is steel rolling mills, then depending on the thickness of the was for steel rolling mill, but first it is a slab, then for each pass the thickness will go on decreasing, so it will require speed change for the forward and backward pass. So it will be continuous duty with periodic speed changes. Now, the first one, the continuous duty with continuous duty, that is duty type S1. So this is a continuous duty. Theoretically, this time is infinite. Then as it is, the load is continuous, so there will be constant losses like this. And the temperature rise, this is the ambient temperature. The temperature is the exponential curve. So ideally, after a certain time, it will be constant. No, actually, this constant temperature theta max is attained at infinity. But normally, as we have defined, when the temperature does not vary more than 2 degrees over 1 hour, then we consider that the steady temperature has been reached. So theta max is defined as the maximum temperature attained, and N is equal to operation under rated condition. This N is operation under rated condition, the time period. Next one, S2, is the short time duty. Short time duty or intermittent short time duty is like this, that is for this time period N, this is loaded, then this is off for a long time, sufficient so that because this is the temperature rise portion. Now when it is disconnected, the temperature will decrease. That is also an exponential decay. Now for short time loading, it is off for such a long time that this temperature will decrease, so go back to the ambient. Okay. So for next S3 is the intermittent periodic duty. Intermittent periodic duty means it is loaded for a certain time, then it is off for this period, again it is loaded. So there will be losses, then there is no loss, there is losses. So temperature will rise, then decrease, then rise, then decrease. But this gap is not sufficient so that it will go back to its ambient condition. So a sequence of identical duty cycles, each consisting of a period of operation at constant load and a rest period. These periods being too short to attain thermal equilibrium during one duty cycle. In this duty type, the starting current does not significantly affect the temperature rise for this duty type. Unless otherwise specified, the duration of the duty cycle is 10 minutes. That is the standard. Recommended values of the load factors are 15, 25, 40, 60%. So N is the operation under rated condition, R is the rest or de-energized state. This is N, this is R. Theta max is the maximum temperature, cyclic duration factor N minus R. Next one, intermittent periodic duty with starting S4. That is the same intermittent duty, but here the starting current requirement is sufficient so that it will affect the temperature. And this starting, we know the current requirement is higher than the normal rating. So at this is sufficiently, time period is sufficient corresponding to the normal running period. So this is starting portion, then this is normal running, then it is de-energized, then the same cycle. So the loss when we talk about these losses will be large in the starting duration because of the large current. So this loss is large here, and then it is a standard loss. So the temperature rise curve, this rise is sharper because the slope of this curve will depend on the losses. So it will then corresponding to this here loss is small. So actually temperature slightly decreases from this. Then here we will again this will decrease, but there is no loss. Then again we will have a cycle like this. Now if we draw this temperature rise curve for long period, then it will go on. This type of variation is there, and as such this will go on increasing, that this and this total there will be a exponential envelope. So D is starting. D is starting period. Then N is operation under rated condition. N is operation on rated condition. R is the rest period. So theta max is the maximum temperature attained during the duty cycle. Again, intermediate duty cycle with starting and breaking. That is the same thing, intermediate duty. Starting is affecting the temperature rise. Similarly, there is electric braking. So electric braking, the power is, some power is feedback to the supply, but there will be losses in the machine. So, but the load, this is negative because it is feedback to the supply. But when we come to the loss, during starting we have a high losses, then this is a normal loss. Breaking there will be higher, the loss will be higher. So the curve, loss curve is like this. So we've been come to the temperature rise, there will be sharp rise here, there will be slight drop, then there will be much sharp rise here during breaking, then the temperature will drop. So this curve is not smooth, but this is the profile, and this profile itself go on increasing exponentially, slightly, not very sharply, because there is an intermediate drop, but it will slightly increase with time. So D is starting, N is the normal operation, and F is the electric braking, R is the rest period. Then we have S6. S6 means continuous duty with intermediate periodic loading. That is, when we see to the load curve, it almost similar to the intermediate duty, because there is no load in portion. But this portion in intermediate duty, it was de-energized rest condition, but here it is no load. So the loss curve will be, there will be small losses, no load losses occurring. So the temperature rise curve, the look is similar, but this drop will be less here in case, because there is a no load loss here. So we define the operation under rated condition. V is the operation on no load condition. Theta max is the maximum temperature attained during the duty cycle. And the continuous duty with starting and breaking, that is depending on requirement. It is, the motor is started here continuously running, then it is, there is braking, but there is no stoppage in between. Again it is started, and this will be a curve like this. So the loss curve will be like this. In this period the loss is large, then this is the normal loss. So the temperature rise curve will go on like this. So D is the starting time, N is the operation under rated condition, F is the electric braking. Here cyclic duration factor is 1 because there is no off time. Continuous duty with periodic speed change. This is the orbit curve we have considered, that this is a from here, that this is starting, then running with certain load, then there is braking and speed change. So it is running with certain other load with certain other speed, then again is braking, the speed is still lower, then again it is started, so to attain the rated speed, and so on. So but there is no breakage, there is no de-energized period. So the loss curve will be like this. And so according to the loss curve, we will follow this temperature rise curve, where temperature actually varies between theta max and theta minimum. And the speed actually is varying like this. This portion is constant. When we are baking, the speed actually changing. So it is speed will be lower. Then when we are starting, we are increasing the speed. So again, this is the increased speed. Then there is again braking. There is a constant speed, again braking, constant speed, and so on. So the speed is, we have a varying speed. So this is the these are the standard duty types which is specified in the IS. So when the purchaser is purchasing a particular motor for a particular drives, they have to specify the duty cycle. Depending on the duty cycle, the motor selection will vary. So I will stop here today. This documents I will just mail you whatever I have discussed. Class in next Thursday only, because Friday I'm going to department. Now after a few weeks, if some classes are off, some, then you can inform me. We can have one or more class on some other days. Okay.